Steve, you are Director of Industry Relations at realestate.com, which is the Rightmove equivalent in Australia. And you keep banging on about winning the digital interview. What does that mean? Talk to me.
Yeah, absolutely. So, look, one of the trends that we've noticed in Australia, and I'm pretty sure it's the same in the UK, is in the olden days, if I was thinking of using you, Chris, as an agent, in the olden days, I would meet you physically. Yeah. And obviously, if you're the agent and I'm thinking about using you, you're in control on the impression that you leave with me. That's the physical interview. But what we're seeing is this move towards, I'm thinking of using Chris as my agent because a few people have told me good things about him. I'm going to check him out online. And I Google you, Chris, and I form an opinion of you from what I find online. Now, the Harvard Business Review said that 67% of decisions are formed by what people find about individuals or companies online. Now, the challenge we have in Australia, and we're getting better, is when you Google agents or agencies, some of the digital footprints are just so unprofessional, amateurish, and leave a bad impression. And so what we're finding in Australia is that good agents are making a real effort to win the physical interview. So look smart, be on time, and so on and so forth, but putting a lot of effort into winning the online interview, the digital interview.
So basically what you're saying is that your LinkedIn and your Facebook profile are as important as your company or website.
Absolutely. And as important as how smart you look, what you're saying in the living room, because in this digital world that we live in, you're more likely to get invited into the living room if you've left a good impression with your digital footprint because of the behavior of today's consumer who Google everything.
So would you suggest that people have a Facebook profile which is both personal and professional at the same time?
Absolutely. Look, let's think about this. So, Chris, someone tells me I'm selling my house. Someone tells me that Christopher Watkins is a good agent. I should check him out. Yeah. Now, in today's world, the chances are that the first thing I will do is I will Google you. If I see pictures of you, you know, half drunk, loud, boisterous on your Facebook page, are you the sort of agent that I'm going to want to deal with? Yeah. What I want to see on your Christopher Watkins Facebook page is a professional real estate agent with examples of videos, testimonials that make you look online as though you're a real estate agent that means business. That's what's going to lead me to invite you to my house to obviously do an appraisal of the property.
But surely I don't want pictures of my kids or...
So look, Facebook is just one example. I'll give you another example. So if I go to your LinkedIn, Chris, yeah, and it's half completed, it's out of date, what impression does that give me?
Slapdash.
Well, exactly. And there are still real estate agents in Australia who are not on LinkedIn or who are on LinkedIn, but have only completed half the fields. And that makes me think that, number one, Chris, you're not very digitally savvy, and number two, it makes me feel that you're not particularly on the ball.
I mean, what I strongly recommend estate agents in the UK to do is to run a Facebook profile where you do both at the same time.
Yeah.
Where, one thing that I would strongly recommend is you can actually have a setting on Facebook that if someone, let's say you are out on a lad's night out and it's a bit leery, you can actually set it that if anyone tags you, you can give permission whether it gets shown or not. But I'd certainly recommend that, if you're out at a sports day or you're out with your kids, take a photograph that show you're a family person, you're a real person.
Absolutely, and look, if I check you out online, and whether or not it's through LinkedIn or Google or whatever platform, if I see pictures of you being part of the community, giving back to the local football club or cricket club, out with your family, that humanizes you. Yeah, and what's really interesting, you'll be surprised at the number of people who, if they're thinking about selling their house, and let's just say they've got a dog, and I Google you, Chris, and it's pretty obvious that you're a lover of dogs. You work for in your part-time hours, you work at the RSPCA. There's something I'm building digitally. I'm liking you, yeah.
Yes.
And I've never even met you, and that is the digital footprint, and it's so powerful.
Do you have any other advice for agents?
Well, my two favourite words at the moment, number one is curious, and number two is inquisitive. And what I mean by that is these platforms, Instagram, Facebook, Snapchat, are changing all of the time. And you need to remain inquisitive. You need to remain curious as to what's happening, because if you are not up to date, you will make errors and you miss out.
Talking of Instagram, there's not really any agents in the UK that are using Instagram well in their business. Are there in Australia?
Lots and lots and lots. So check out Gavin Rubinstein, and maybe we can put his name up on the screen. And Gavin Rubinstein uses Instagram so well, yeah. And he's an agent in Sydney, so a lot of his photographs aren't necessarily property related, but they're related to the opera house at sunrise, the opera house at sunset, yeah. Or they might be photographs of beautiful restaurants that are within the Sydney area. So his Instagram is not all about real estate, but people enjoy
About the locality?
about the community that he works in.
It's interesting. We have a phrase which was stolen from the Americans called the digital mayor.
Yeah.
Digital meaning online, mayor meaning local important person.
Yes.
Where we recommend agents actually go and interview local people, why they love the town, and it's just being part of the community. Do you think we as industry forget that we're part of a community?
I think we're getting better at it, and at the end of the day, if you live in the community, you want to try and build yourself a reputation. So in that community, you've got the headmaster of the school.
Yes.
You've got the landlord of the pub. They're all characters. You want to be the person that people see as the real estate agent of this community. And you can build that position of authority so much faster by using social media and using digital platforms really, really well.
Thank you very much.